player one. You start us off. All right, here with the clue is Kelly.
A good place to hit the ball is here. The traditional alliterative term for the center of percussion on a baseball bat.
Yes, player one. Right you are. You again. In 1962, this Dodger shortstop stole 104 bases, breaking Ty Cobb's 47-year-old record. It's player one. No.
Oh!
Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player two. That's it. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player two. Make us. The MVP of the World Series receives an award named for this Yankee slugger. Player one. Good. You're out of the hole. Player one. It's the vegetable term for a lazy fly ball that's easy to catch. Let's hear it, player one. Nope.
Oh!
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, player two. That is correct. Player two, start us. Inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame in July of 2007, he won 8 National League batting titles during his 20-year career. Okay, player one. Yep, hey, you're on the plus side. Player one, start us. This author's The Open Boat is based on his experience surviving an 1897 shipwreck. It's player one. Good. Player one. It's the Daily Double. You are in first place. Decide on your wager, player one. Answer. The name of this horse breed tells us that it originated in the Perche area of France. Congratulations, you're still in first, player one. Player one, back to you. Hamilton Fish, Enos T. Throop, and George Pataki have served as governors of this state. It's player one. You got it. We return to you, player one. This ductile, non-radioactive element has an atomic weight of 26.98. Okay, player one. No, that's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? We're talking about aluminum. Player one. The largest population of wild tigers is found in this Asian country on about 30 wildlife reserves. Yes, player one? Yes. Player one, choose again. Tigers are the largest cats, and the tiger named for this Russian region is the largest tiger. Yes, player one? Good. You get to pick again, player one. Tiger is the second rank in this organization for young boys. Yes, player one? Good. Player 1, Jimmy?
The South China tiger has these features spaced farther apart than other species do. On each individual tiger, they're unique, like fingerprints.
Okay, Player 1. That's correct. Select again. This tiger is the great spokescat for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Yes, Player 1? That's correct. Player 1. The Bible tells us of this element being beaten into plates, cut into wires, and worked into the clothing worn by Aaron. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yes. Player 1, Pu. But this element, 238, doesn't stink. It powers pacemakers. Let's hear it, Player 1. No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Let's hear it, Player 2. Player 2, make a selection, please, as we continue. A waterfall provides only temporary safety from the Hurons for Alice and Cora in this Fenimore Cooper novel. Yes, Player 1? Right. Player 1, you start us. The Kennedy Space Center has used this gas, atomic number 54, in high-intensity lights for night landings. Player 1? No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we were looking for. Xenon. Please pick it. I know Bernard Courtois discovered this element in 1811. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right you are. Select again. He was elected governor of Arkansas at age 32. Okay, Player 1. Yep. We return. By law, this ex-Texas governor can never be elected U.S. president again. Let's hear it, Player 1. That's it. Select again. This patriot, known for his bold signature, died in 1793 while serving his 9th term as governor of Massachusetts. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yes. Select again. Elected in 2003, this governor made his totally fantastic film debut in 1970's Hercules Goes Bananas. Player 1? That's right. Way to go. Please pick again. An old man recalls his time with the Benzini Brothers Circus in Water for These Large Beasts. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Oh,
no. Anyone else? We're talking about elephants. Player 1. Pick again. Conrad's Heart of Darkness was inspired by his voyage up this African river. Yes, Player 1? No.
Oh, no.
Any other takers? Okay, Player 2. No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's Player 3. That's it. All right, let's get back into this. Player 3 has control. This final Joyce novel's ending leads back to its beginning. River Run past Eve and Adams. Let's hear it, Player 1. That's right, way to go. Okay, let's get back. Appropriately, the word volcano comes from the name of this Roman god. Player 1? Sorry. Anyone else? Here's what we wanted. Vulcan. Player 1, choose. Let's go over to Sam.
In the pronunciation for the word circus, the U is an unstressed vowel and is marked with what looks like an inverted E, called this.
Let's hear it, Player 1. That's correct. Please pick a... This enclosed glass container is used to keep plants and small animals, such as turtles and lizards. Okay, Player 1. Good. And we'll wrap up the board with this clue. It's a 7-letter synonym for majorette, from what she does with her baton. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yes. The selection will be yours, Player 3, when we return from this break. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? 5-word phrase repeated by Dorothy Gale when clicking her heels together in The Wizard of Oz. Okay, Player 1. Good. Player 1, where do we... 3-word cliché used of exotic food. Ramona said it about rat on The First Survivor. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yeah. Answer. The first of the 2 daily doubles. You are currently in the lead. You need to select your wager. Here is your daily double clue. In all this, the state or fact of being probable. Congratulations, you're still in first, Player 1. Player 1, doppelganger. Let's hear it, Player 1. Correct. Select again. This part of a plant's pistil has chemicals in it that will cause it to reject the wrong types of pollen. Okay, Player 1. No, sorry. Anyone else? Let's hear it, Player 2. Good for you. Player 2, you start us off. The long leaves of the milfoil plant are especially suited to absorb this gas underwater. Yes, Player 1? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? We're talking about carbon dioxide. Player 2, pick again. Parasitic fungi cause this disease of cereal grasses that forms black powdery masses. Let's hear it, Player 1. That's not it. Anyone else? Player 3? Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? Player 2. You got it. Player 2, back to you for our next selection. This term, which is from the Greek for naked seed, refers to non-flowering plants such as conifers. Let's hear it, Player 1. That's correct. Player 1, start us. You can collect water from a plant's leaves because they lose water vapor through pores called these. Let's hear it, Player 1. Sorry.
Oh!
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we were looking for. Stomata. Player 1. Ovine. It's Player 1. Right. Player 1, choose again. To get orc war screams for The Lord of the Rings, this director put phonetic yells on a scoreboard for 25,000 cricket fans. Player 1? Good for you. Player 1, James Fenimore Cooper based this Last of the Mohicans character on Daniel Boone. Yes, Player 1? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? Here's the correct response. Natty Bumppo. Player 1. In his poem Don Juan, this Englishman wrote 7 stanzas about Daniel Boone and his virile exploits. Let's hear it, Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, Player 2. Yes. Player 2, make a selection, please, as we continue. Ticklicker was Daniel Boone's nickname for this indispensable possession. Yes, Player 1? No. Anyone else? Here's what we wanted. His rifle. Player 2, you pick again, please. Budapest is the capital of Hungary. This is the capital of Romania. Yes, Player 1? That's it. Okay, let's get back into this. His father, James O'Neill, was a 19th century actor whose most famous role was the Count of Monte Cristo. Player 1? You got it. Player 1. This Shakespeare contemporary is remembered for Dr. Faustus and for getting stabbed to death. Let's hear it, Player 1. Good. Player 1. A 1934 New York City taxi driver's strike led him to write Waiting for Lefty, the first of his plays to be produced. Let's hear it, Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? We're talking about Clifford Odets. Player 1, back to you. This actor got his name by giving his mom a fetal kick while she viewed a Da Vinci work. Player 1? Good for you. Player 1, back to... He majored in journalism at Fordham before playing a newspaper reporter in the Pelican Brief. It's player one. That is correct. Please pick again. Jerry Maguire was originally written for Tom, not Cruise, but him. Player one? That's it. We return. Rejected by USC Film School, this S in DreamWorks SKG now sits on the film school's board of counselors. Okay, player one? That's right. Way to go. Player one? Back in 1778, Daniel Boone was taken captive and adopted by Chief Blackfish of this Indian tribe. Yes, player one?
Oh, no!
Any other takers? Here's what we wanted. The Shawnee. Player one. Cleared under Daniel Boone's direction in 1775, the Wilderness Road passed through this famous gap. It's player one. That is correct. Select again. This Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright was related to John Sevier, the first governor of the volunteer state. Let's hear it, player one. Correct. Select again. Public disgust over his play Ghosts caused this Norwegian to retaliate in his An Enemy of the People. Okay, player one. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. Henrik Ibsen. Select again. The capital of India is not pronounced Calcutta or Calicut, but this way. Let's hear it, player one. Right. You again, player one. This world capital is on the island of Java. It's player one. That's right. Way to go. We return to you. Laid out in 1874, the botanical gardens in this capital have an observatory with a statue of Tycho Brahe. It's player one. Good. And now the $2,000 clue. Answer, the second daily double. You are currently in the lead. You need to select your wager. And the daily double clue. This city on the Malay Peninsula is the capital of Malaysia. Congratulations, you're still in first, player one. Sorry, player three. Looks like you will not be continuing on to Final Jeopardy. Final Jeopardy still to come, and here's the category. Broadway. Please enter your wager. Let's take a look at that Final Jeopardy clue right now. The original 1994 Broadway cast of this musical, based on a film, featured Alan Oppenheimer as Cecil B. DeMille. What did you say? How much do you add to your total with that correct response? And your response? And that correct response will add... Congratulations, player one. You are our new champion. Good game, everyone, and thank you so much for playing.